tournament shirt and gloves, mate. I think we've established that's what you and I are getting each other this year.
Oh, yes. Welcome, everybody, to the Deep Drop. Adam, do you know what that sound is?
It's Christmas time, baby.
Christmas time, man. It's all happening. Actually, can you just tell Santa to shut the hell up for a second?
Yeah, we're trying to record a podcast.
Stop
Come
it.
on.
Stop it. Stop. Yeah. Thank you. Mate, it's a what a time of year. How exciting.
Yeah, here we are. Another year just about done.
Look, we understand that this is a very crazy time of year for everyone, so we appreciate everyone tuning into the Deep Drop for our special Christmas episode, Adam. I'm Luke McCredden. Adam Ring, what do you think about Christmas?
It is exciting. You and I both have young kids, Luke, so it's super exciting, and I am excited for a little bit of time off. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we've got a big episode. We're going to dive in because there's a lot of Christmassy stuff to chat about. Let's get into it.
What's the best Christmas gift for an angler?
It's a much more difficult question than it seems, I think this one adds. And one of the things that is so difficult about it is quite often a non-angler is buying the Christmas gift, so it makes it even harder. There's a lot of elements to it. But firstly, I suppose it's always best to understand the angler, but we're not going to go into full detail here about the million different types of anglers. I think we're going to keep it pretty generic, otherwise we could be here till next Christmas. But I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this because we've seen over many years waves and fads of Christmas gift ideas, but also diehard anglers that know what they want. So I reckon to kick off, I've always been a big fan of throwing a few pieces together and not necessarily going down the path of a Christmas themed gift. So if you go into a tackle store this time of year, there's always going to be Christmassy stuff. There'll be gift packs and all sorts of things put together and the usual things advertised, like a tournament shirt that you love so much, and all sorts of stuff like that. But I'm a bit of a fan of actually heading into those stores and saying to one of the staff members, listen, I'm not all about that. I want to find out, you put together a few little bits and pieces for me. And I think that's as good an idea as any. And I don't know about you, but I just think that appeals to the person that you're giving it to a little bit more.
So real quick, your theory on going into a tackle shop and seeing someone and saying, throw some stuff together for me.
Mm.
Now, I no longer work in a tackle shop. I'm nearly 12 months removed from working in a tackle shop. But when I was there for a long time. The worst question to get.
Okay, but here's an add-on to that, and I didn't elaborate. You need to be able to give them your budget, and you need to be able to tell them a rough idea of who the angler is. So you might say they fish saltwater, they fish in the bay, or they fish offshore, and that straight away. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you can get a couple of packs of soft plastics. You can get some hooks involved. You can get a squid jig or two. Before you know it, you've probably reached $50, and there you go. Angler's going to be happy. Yep. Job done.
Well, where I would tackle it from the person in the tackle store that you would talk to was trying to buy a gift for an angler is really tough because us as anglers all have very, very specific tastes in what we like and use. So I would throw it back to them asking, think of the stuff that as an angler you've got to have, but you don't want to spend your money on. So as an angler, we'd love to buy rods and reels. We love to buy lures. We love to buy all the pretty stuff. But what about things like a high quality net or a really nice set of fillet knives?
Nice.
Or something that, regardless of the level of the angler, they're going to appreciate. But also the stuff you've got to have. And the quality really does mean something. Like the difference between a high quality net and a $15 Kmart special is night and day. It can be the difference between losing and keeping a PB, really.
Yeah.
But they're the things that aren't so cool that you want to spend your money on. You want to spend it on a new reel. You want to spend your hard-earned on a new rod. You want to spend it on 6 new lures that you may or may not use. But you don't want to spend it on the essentials that do mean something.
So you're almost going a bit of reverse psychology here. You're saying get them something that they don't necessarily sit there dreaming about, but they're going to need it.
They're going to need, they're not at a level or don't appreciate what a good set of X product actually means.
Yeah.
So the difference between filleting, you go and have a great session on the whiting, get 15, 20 whiting, get back to the ramp, and then try and fillet that fish with a dirty kitchen knife that you've had for 25 years, or a really nice purpose-built fillet knife.
Yeah.
Something they wouldn't appreciate the value in until they use it and see it.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking, because I think that's an absolutely perfect idea, and part of that could be even, and it might sound a bit boring, but things like tackle storage or some nice luggage and stuff like that. Because you can never. The other thing is too, the other way to look at it is some of the things that you can never have too much of, or never have enough of, and there's some storage systems, luggage, that sort of stuff.
That's a great one.
You're always going to find use for, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I was also thinking about, there's probably maybe we could give a few examples of things to avoid because there's a lot of people that, again, a lot of the people buying these gifts don't know what they're necessarily looking for, but they might see things, they go, oh yeah, you need that. Don't go down the path of trying to get a spool of line, because there's a 95% chance the line will be not suitable for what the angler that you're buying it for, and that's just a pain. And it's also not exciting. Let's be honest. But the reason I bring up line is because it's when you walk into any tackle store or go online, that line's everywhere. You just almost see it first, so you're like, okay, well maybe I can get that. Nah, just avoid that. Also, specific sized terminal tackle, because it's a fair chance it's going to be wrong, size or style. If you think about a hook wall in any shop, just leave that alone, because you're not going to get it right.
Well, and that's why I think it is so hard, because there's so much choice, but each individual angler does gravitate towards their specific things that they know work or they're comfortable with, and it's
do you think you could say, tough. and I'll throw to you, I'll put you on the spot a little bit, like if you're thinking, all right, I know that the person I'm buying for fishes saltwater, he or she have got so much of everything already. Am I right in saying, and you can add to this, something like some soft plastics, a pretty safe bet, because you can never, you're always, I know there's a million different styles out there, but if you get something that is suitable for saltwater fishing in some capacity, it's probably going to be a win.
Yeah, and if you do want to get something specific like that, I think it is worth going into a tackle store, having at least some idea in the species that whoever you're buying the gift for does prefer to target. It makes a huge difference. Yeah, because it actually is a really cool way to give a gift that presents really well. Because lures and plastics look awesome. Yeah, but it also gives that angler a chance to try something that they may not have thought of, knowing that the advice for it's come from someone who has experience in that field, or has been dealing with this product for so long. It's just one of those no-brainers that you haven't thought of. Yeah. So that is a good one. I guess it also depends on what style of gift are you buying. Yeah. Are you buying the gift as a surprise? Like, do you not want person X to know that you're buying it?
Well, typically,
because if it's a surprise, then you got to nail it.
And look, we put shit on it, and I said it off the top, but one of the most sought after Christmas gifts are the pieces of apparel, and we know that apparel is very, very popular, and I know, again, we put a bit of shit on it, but it's a fairly safe bet.
No, it is, but we've put shit on a certain type of apparel.
Yes,
a style, yes, not type, because this is where it gets a little bit squirrely. There is some apparel out there that makes the world of difference. It's comfortable. It's
100%.
sun smart.
Looks great.
It's easy to wash. It's got all of these things that are of huge benefit to an angler. There is also those options available out there that aren't these loud and out there, hardcore branded tournament style shirts that we absolutely froth on this show.
Yeah.
There is heaps to choose from.
Oh, and
so apparel is a good one.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that's out now, I'm a sucker for some good sort of clothing gear, and there's some awesome gear out at the moment, whether it's sort of technical stuff or it's just sort of general, hoodies or whatever it is. There's some really cool gear that I reckon's a fair win. win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we've given some advice. Maybe have we helped?
Yeah. So I guess as a summary,
yeah. What's the best Christmas gift for an angler?
If go in prepared, if you want to get something fancy that presents really well.
Yep.
Or ask whatever store that you walk into, ask them for an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Of really nice quality that you know that person won't have.
Yep.
Because though it might not present as the prettiest present ever, they'll appreciate it beyond belief once they start using it.
Yep. Or it's things that you can never have, or the person can never have enough of, or apparel's a safe bet too. I think that wraps it up. And Santa's back. So we'll move on to the next question.
Thanks, Santa. Is giving a voucher a cop-out?
Well, I mean, this is another form of gift that we haven't touched on. And you know what? No way. I think it can be a perfect gift idea. I don't think it's a cop-out at all. In fact, I think in a lot of situations, it can be better than trying to choose something yourself. Call me lazy, call me, whatever. I think it can be a great idea, and I don't think it's a cop-out. Where are you at with this?
I'm massively in the voucher camp.
Yeah.
Not a cop-out
No.
at all. I think especially for an angler who is an avid angler and one that does frequent a tackle shop and spend money regularly, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great safe bet that is 100% going to get used.
Yeah.
Because vouchers are a funny thing, and it spans so much further than the fishing game. But I mean, how many vouchers have you received over the years of a place that you either don't really go to that often or just have no interest in going to? I mean, like, you can get like a generic Coles Myer card where you kind of got to go to a big shopping centre and it might not quite be a jam. Or everyone who's a fisher that gets a fishing voucher is going to that fishing store to use that voucher.
Definitely.
So it is safe. It is safe.
It's a very safe, and it can cut out that fear of giving the wrong thing, because there's always that fear element of when you hand a gift over to someone and they unwrap it or do whatever they do, and you're sort of looking at their face. Like if you've bought them a spool of line, they look at you with utmost disappointment. But if they unveil a voucher, they'll be like, perfect.
Well, they might. Yeah, that's right. They might already have something in mind.
Exactly.
So your old mate might want to spend $450 on a reel, and he or she's clearly not worth a $450 present. You can sling them a voucher. They can put it towards their reel, and happy days. Everyone wins.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a cop-out one bit in any way, shape or form. So I know, because I know there's that sort of thing of, there might be a sense of, they just couldn't be bothered getting anything or couldn't find anything, so they've just gone down the voucher path. I don't think that doesn't exist in this field, in the fishing game. You're getting a voucher. If you get one, it's a win.
Yeah, that's right. And like I said before, it's 100% going to get used.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Is it okay to take a gift back to the tackle shop and change it for something good?
Well, if you got him a voucher in the first place, Adam, you wouldn't be in this situation. I've got a pretty straightforward answer to this, and we can unpack it and talk about it a bit more. But I feel like the answer to this is kind of like it's awkward, but I think it's okay. Where are you at with this one? It's an awkward one.
I think I'm thinking along the same lines as you, Luke. I think it's okay. I don't know if I would do it though.
Wouldn't you?
Not because of the principle, just because I would feel insanely awkward doing it, and I don't like that uncomfortable sort of feeling. I'm a bit of a pussy like that.
Are you a re-gifter?
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not either. Some people do it very freely and easily, and I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that either. But
same. I'm not comfortable with that.
The one thing I think, and look, it depends, I think, on a few things here. If we're talking about a high dollar item, that's kind of different because you don't want to just, like, if you've received something that's, I won't say low dollar, but, fairly inexpensive, then you can sit on it and deal with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might find a use for it somewhere down the track. You might end up giving it to a mate when you're out one day because he'll find a use or she'll find a use for it. But I think if it's a higher dollar, like if someone goes all out and buys a $200-300 reel, but it's a bait caster and you've never used a bait caster, you've got no use for a bait caster.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be some sort of leeway there where you can say,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you predominantly trout fish and that's what you do, and someone gets you a really nice 6,000 size reel, you're well within your rights to check because you're essentially still getting the same gift. It's just a size issue, and the person buying it probably doesn't even realise that.
Exactly, but that's no different than going back into Myer and changing the size of a shirt that you just got.
Yeah.
Is it?
True. Yeah, true.
So, I don't know. Trying to find a link. I think it's similar. It's a size thing, right? So it's the product's great. The gift's great.
Yeah.
But it's just the wrong size.
Yeah, you just didn't do your research.
Just get better.
Yeah.
So I think that's where there's definitely okay.
Yeah.
But I think if it's, if you've got a work function Kris Kringle and it's a $20 gift and it's something you probably won't use, just deal with it.
Just deal with it.
Yeah. Like settle down. What if it's a what if you received a tournament shirt?
I would wear it. I would wear it.
Good, because I bought you one.
Yeah. If you bought me a tournament shirt,
yep, and
I would make sure that it's worn on every single fishing trip.
I've also got
that you and I go to
matching gloves.
Even better. It's an ensemble.
It's a full ensemble. I think that's a trickier one because that person might then expect to see you wearing it. So if it's a bit of apparel that you really don't want.
That's the risk with apparel. I know we tackled apparel and said it was a great gift idea, but I think there's some solid rules around any apparel gifting if you're thinking of going down that line. Be fairly reserved with the style.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and,
definitely.
And always get a size smaller than what you think they need because it's offensive to go and buy them a 3XL if they're only a medium.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's an out too. If you get a bit of apparel that you don't like, you can use the old, it just wasn't quite the right size, so I've taken it back. They also didn't have that style again in my size, so I've gone with something completely different. I don't know. Hey, you know what? It's a touchy subject, but I think there are situations where it's okay to take the gift back and
I'll agree with that.
Swap it over. But
listen, buying gifts is a risky game.
Yeah.
So you need to go in level-headed.
Yeah.
And
that's a thing all on its own, to be level-headed in a Christmas shopping situation. I mean, there's some of the most stressful times of a human's life.
Yeah. And as we've previously stated, I mean, if in doubt, buy a voucher.
Exactly. See? Exactly.
It's okay. It's okay.
it's 100% okay. Are there any doubters? See, I'd like to know. Everyone's in Christmas mode at the moment listening to this. So what do you guys reckon? I mean, has anyone out there got an issue with a voucher? Surely not.
Yeah,
but if you do, that's okay.
Mums, I reckon they're the only ones that would have issues with not receiving a voucher. But you know what mums are like when you're trying to work out what to buy for your sister and your old man and brothers, and it all gets too hard. And then mum steps in and goes, "No vouchers."
Oh.
Come on, mum.
Come on, mum.
Yeah, come on, mum.
Be better, mum. But also,
times.
the taking the gear back. Well, let us know what you think out there. But I think one good one, and we're in the lead up. I know there's only a few days left, but if people have got some gift ideas, because there'll be people listening ads that have gone, shit, I've left it. There's only a couple of days. We're only a couple of days out here, but let's rally together, people. This is the deep drop. This is what we do. We band together, and let's get involved in sharing some gift ideas, some fishing gift ideas. Jump on Instagram, the deep drop, find the tile that asks about what's a good Christmas gift idea, and just share away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, actually, because this could be really helpful for a lot of a lot of gift buyers out there.
Exactly. So if anyone's listening, and this is where you could do it strategically too. If anyone's listening that is an angler that's hoping for some gift, fishing related gifts.
Oh, put the wish list out there.
Send the link to loved ones to listen to, and they then might go, okay, here we go, and they've got they've got a bit of an idea what to do.
Yeah, tag them in your answer, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, make it as blatant as you want. Here's what I want. Get me this reel. But I reckon between us, the listeners out there on Instagram, I reckon we can help some people out, because we all have things last minute. There is no doubt about it. So we're only a couple of days away. So let's help each other out, and if anyone wants to buy me anything, whatever.
Tournament shirt and gloves, mate. I think we've established that's what you and I are getting each other this year.
The bells are back. It's just that time we need to round things up. And what we do need to say, everyone out there listening, is have a great Christmas. Have a fun time. It's a stressful time in the lead up. We understand this, hence why we're trying to help out. But just enjoy it for what it is.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Have a good time. Wear your tournament shirts with pride.
Absolutely. Get them out there.
Get amongst it.
And you know what? We're going to be back. We're going to be back again, because it's crazy holiday season coming up. The new year is just around the corner, ads. It's all happening. So get involved. Subscribe for free anywhere you get your podcasts. Get onto Instagram and follow, and share with us your thoughts. Every episode, all the questions are on Instagram, and you can get involved and tell us what you reckon. And thanks for doing so. We love it. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Adam.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Luke.